Welcome to the TIP Annual Conference 2024. Are you ready? Believe me, it's hard to beat a person who keeps showing up every day. It shifts from winning to outlasting. And this year, the TIP Annual Conference has reached its outlasting realm. These are the words that hit us at the dawn of the introduction of this year's Annual Conference 2024 by Wendy Ologe, Africa's #1 parenting coach herself. My name is Joy Eshimokai. I am a public speaking coach. I am the founder of Prospeak Life Academy, and I am the official MC of the Intentional Parents Academy. We have grown tremendously over the years, and it's all thanks to you, our amazing community of intentional parents. Let's take a quick look back at our incredible journey. In 2018, we pioneered online conferencing to reach thousands of parents for free. In 2019, we had 25 coaches reach over 10,000 parents. In 2020, 27 coaches reached over 30,000 parents. In 2021, we had 30 coaches over 7 days reach over 50,000 parents. In 2022, we had 32 coaches over 7 days reaching 100,000 parents with over 1 million impressions on YouTube. In 2023, we had 30 coaches again over 7 days reach 150,000 parents with over 2 million impressions on YouTube. And now, TIP Conference 2024 with the team Raising Kings, those who make them, and those who sit at the table with King, with an outstanding 34 speakers. By the way, have you attended the TIP conference for 7 years straight? Then you will understand when I say you don't want to miss any session. It is an array of coaches from all over the world. The Academy has brought you the who is who of parenting to teach you parenting and make the world a better place. We are bringing you key players at this year's conference. Share the name of that speaker who you can't wait to see. Do you know any parents or parents to be? Share with them, tag them now. Spread the word and let's make this the most impactful TIP Annual Conference yet. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey. We can't wait to see you at the TIP Academy. My name is Joy Eshimokai. Together, let's raise kings.
Are you wondering the kind of world that both your children and mine will be living in a few years to come? The distractions, the trends, their friends, the media. It's never going to get better. I am dedicating my life to mentoring valuable and resourceful girls at the Girls' Hall. However, I am doing more than that. I am creating resources that can empower, equip, and transform them. Transformation does not come by mere confession, by wishing, by sitting and whining and wondering and doing nothing. It comes by you doing something, and that something is to get your children to read. I have written 9 books that can transform your child's life. From as low as 6-7 years, your children can get to read books that are self-development, books that are practical, books that have stories and lessons and everything you would have wanted to teach your child, but in an age-appropriate manner. I have books for girls as well. Good news is We have these bumper sales happening this period, and up to the end of July 31st, you can get these books for a whooping 27,500 naira and save 17,500. Aren't I kind enough? My name is Auntie Ome. I urge you to get these books right now, and after that, get your girls to join the Girls Hall.
Hello everyone, my name is Baristanle Suka Baranu. I reside in Rivers State, Port Harcourt City to be precise. How did I come in contact with TIP? I was in a place in my life where I was at a crossroad. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. Sometimes I did things right, sometimes I did things wrong. And I couldn't really tell the difference. I just felt I was doing the best I could at the time. So I found myself on TIP Facebook. I pre-ordered Connect to Correct, and the first 3 chapters changed my life. Now, something struck me when I got into the inner circle in the Parent Academy. It was one of the teachings of Coach Wendy. She said something. She said, comfort is the parent place of kings. That haunted me for months because I realized I'd become complacent. Like I told myself, what else can I do? I'm a mother of 5 children. I'm a working woman. I have a business that I'm running. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm better than a whole lot of other people that don't know what they are doing. But that was a very wrong concept. So I realized that that was wrong because there is so much more that I could do. I hadn't even scratched the surface. So I began to learn. In TIP, you unlearn a lot of things and begin to learn new things. So in the process of learning, I found out that I was learning much more than I was even teaching. So, yes, parenting is about you. So I had to learn for me to teach my children. Now, you cannot wake up and say, yeah, I need to change. Oh, my son is doing this. He has to change. Let me join TIP. Oh, no, that's not how it works. You have to be intentional about changing the things that you are doing before you can actually work on the children. I got to realize that the struggles that I have not conquered, I couldn't teach my children. But the challenges that I've been able to overcome and have mastered, I could teach them effortlessly. It goes, a long way to tell you that you cannot give what you do not have. Now, as an academic person, I tell a lot of parents that you read for your promotions in your offices, you read for your businesses, you find out how to do things, but you do not take out that time, to find out how do I teach my children? How can I be a better parent? And that's the mistake a lot of us make. We just assume that because God gave us these beautiful gifts, we are almighty, we know what to do. So I came to a place where I realized that that was wrong, and that was a turning point for me. So I began to learn a lot of things, and I was able to teach my children. Now I make mistakes, no doubt, but I make mistakes with my korokoro eyes. Like I know what I'm doing, and I know that this is a mistake. Unlike before, where I could make mistakes and I'm, arrogant about it. So there's this humility that comes with knowledge. Coach says something about the arrogance of knowledge, but have learned that in the knowing that there's a humility that comes from the fact that I used to be here where I couldn't know my left from my right. So it also gives you some level of patience when you're dealing with your children and people around you, because after all, I was there, a few months ago or a few years ago. What is the need for you? A lot is a need for you joining TIP, because you get to kill one stone with 2 birds. You learn about yourself, getting yourself better, and you learn how to help your children be better. Now, there are structures and values that you get to learn in the inner circle. The intentionality about it is that if you have 5 children or 3 children, you will need to tailor them to the specific needs of your children. So it takes a lot of intentionality. You have to be intentional about it. And you have the resource of a lot of men and women who have gone through that journey and are still on the journey. So you can actually ask questions. It's like, in the academic world, we have what we call past questions. So if you have done all you're supposed to do, and you have some time on your hands, the best way to learn is actually to pick the lecturer's past questions, and you go through it. So being in the inner circle gives you that leverage of knowing what to do or what can be done before you actually do it. So the thing is, a lot of us come in here with a lot of mistakes, and it takes us maybe 2, 3, 4 years to learn. But if you're in a community that you're serious about, you'll find out that the mistakes that I made, it took me 6 months to make. If you get to know how I did it right, using the same principles that we have taught, you can actually break it down to like 2, 3 months. So it's a beautiful place to be. And I really would like to encourage you to join TIP because it's the best place to be. My career has changed. I've grown in amazing ways. I don't even know how to start. I mean, that would be a testimony on its own. Not because I'm so hardworking, but because I've realized that I can be better, and I've realized that it's about me. So when I do things in my workplace, I don't do it because somebody is looking at me. I do it because it is me. I'm raising kings and I have to be a king. So I don't need somebody to push me to do certain things. And it's without saying a lot, I've found that those things have been transferred, to my children. And I see it when I go for PTA meetings. I see it when I have reviews with the teachers, the reviews that I get. It's beautiful. I would really like to encourage you to join the Intentional Parent Academy, to join the Inner Circle, because it is an amazing place to be. Your life will never remain the same. I can assure you. I love you. God bless you. I'm looking forward to see you in the Inner Circle. Bye. Mwah.
And yes, good day, ladies and gentlemen. And it is day 7. Day 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of powerful speakers teaching us every day of this week. And I want to say welcome to every one of you joining us. We're glad to have you the second session of today. And my name is Oluwakemi Okegbenro, and I will be your host this evening. And I hope you are ready for yet another time again for day 7, the second session. And before I go on, let me acknowledge and express my gratitude to Coach Wendy, amazing Coach Wendy, and the Intentional Parent Academy for this rare opportunity and privilege you've given to me to host this session. I do not take this for granted. Thank you so much for this privilege. However, you would agree with me that last session we just had now was humbling. It was humbling. There was so much to glean from Grandpa. There was so much to glean from Grandpa. So, and I hope that we are ready again to learn something new this time around. The last session was super humbling. And I hope we are taking notes to begin to move. We can no longer do things the way we used to. We have left the level of mediocrity. Now we're moving on. We're running like in Coach Ebuka's voice. The flood is coming. And I'm sure we're all ready to run and get into the ark. So this session again is another powerful session. I want you to, in one word, in the comment section, describe what last session was like for you. Just describe it in one word. For me, it was humbling. At the point I stopped writing. I don't know how you people did it, but I could not write anymore because I was like, wow, where is this knowledge coming from? But it can only be coming from a place of us returning back to the original manuscripts that God has given to us. So I want the comment section to keep buzzing with comments what that session was like for you. For me, it was humbling. I don't have any other word to say. Humbling. I'm humble. And like Coach would say, wear your humility, but now please wear it. You need to go borrow. For me now, I don't even have any agbada anymore. Like my humility is humble right now. My humility is humble to the next level. It means that we cannot afford to play anymore. The devil is not joking. So we can't afford to be joking as Christians, even as parents. Our children are depending on us. So share with me. I see the comment section buzzing. Yes, very deep truth we learned. Someone said, "Almost." Yes, thank you, Tracy. Almost, it was humbling. When you say humbling, humbly. And like I said, I would always say that this TIP 2024 is just a collection center. You see, some of us that came thinking that we know, even yarders have received. We all of us we're going back into our spaces to ensure that we begin to do things right. So for some of us that are coming from a lot, like coach will say, hey, it's a lot to coach. I can't do no. Right now we know that we've not even started. We've not started. And so I want you to know that this conference is an eye opener for every one of us. So let me mention also to you, for I don't know if you're not in the yard. I don't know why you're not yet in the yard. What are you waiting for? The script, go just check down the screen. The details as to book a slot is scrolling down your screen. Please, for the sake of your children, for the sake of the generations yet unborn, be a part of the yard. There's so much. We all cannot be wrong. I need you to understand. We all cannot be wrong. So it is the TIP is an annual based subscription every year. You have for this year we have over 5,000 parents. We can't be wrong. And some of us are still like we're still reinforcing, like Coach Ebuka said, we are reinforcing. We will keep reinforcing. We are not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We would rather reinforce so that we raise kings and those that will sit with kings. It's very important. Just send a text message to the number scrolling. Make a booking today, and you'll be glad you did. You will be glad you did. It is one thing that every parent needs. Parents yet parents to be. You need to be a part of the ark. The truth is, the door to the ark is about to be shut. Get into the ark. It is very, very important for you to get into the ark. So I'm gonna take a pause right now so that we can listen to the bio of our speaker. This next teaching, in fact, I don't know where I'm going to stand, where sit. I'm just ready. I'm ready, 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 ready. So, team, I would love you to play the bio of our next speaker so we can have him on. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Amina Ismail. I am a parent in the Intentional Parents Academy. Let me give you a little backstory. So, I grew up in a very warm and loving home with amazing parents. We were six girls and a boy, so it was this happy and bubbly home. And I believed I had this parenting thing in the bag. And I went ahead to start my own family. I have four sons. And then when they started growing, that was when I started to struggle. While they were younger, it was a lot easier because I had their dad. He's very hands-on too. But as they started to grow, I really did start to struggle. I found it difficult to manage their energy. I didn't know why. I just couldn't connect with them. And so I started to find, how to learn about parenting, how to just understand them better. And that was when I met Coach Wendy, and Coach Wendy helped redefine my parenting process. She just helped me to learn, my childhood. She took me back to my childhood and we started to learn from it. I started to learn from it. And then, we're able to put a name to every challenge we face, and she's able to help you prefer solutions to it. And so because of that, I took responsibility and I understood that parenting is about me. It gave me a lot of confidence, not just to help my own boys and myself, but also help other moms raise, a lot more wholesome boys, because that's what I do presently. So I understood parenting is about me. And because of that, I was able to empathize with my kids. And, when you come from a place of empathy, they're able to, key into all of those structures you put and all of those teachings that you're giving them. And because of that, they are now able to be a lot more independent and a lot more expressive than they used to be before. They're able to just take decisions, and though we're not where we want to be, we're definitely not where we used to be. And so it's been a very beautiful process. How the coach do this? Coach does it is by, help. For every day you wake up to a voice note telling you what is most important and what you should do. Every week we have a webinar that is addressing one life problem or a parenting problem. And then the book reviews are constantly there to remind you that you have a community, everybody sharing their stories, and so you don't feel alone. And whenever there are challenges, it's like you have a toolbox for every challenge, right? So whenever there's a challenge, I just go and pick up a tool and use, and that with time and consistency you find solutions to that problem. And so this is me inviting you to come into the ark. We call it Noah's Ark, where you're safe from all of these terrible things that are going on out there today. So we're asking you to jump into the ark, join the parenting Intentional Parent Academy, and I can't wait to see you in 2025 in the TIP inner circle. All right, thank you so much. Bye.
Uncle Sele is a distinguished values educator and parenting coach, renowned for his philanthropic endeavors. He serves as a World Values Day Schools Ambassador for Nigeria and has a notable background as a veteran of the Nigerian Army, where he served with distinction for 13 years. Currently, he is a principal of Trees and Pillars, an innovative online school dedicated to values, identity, and character building. As a founder of the Uncle Sele Foundation for Human Values, Empowerment and Sustenance, Uncle Sele is committed to driving quality education and addressing learning poverty in underserved communities. His dedication extends to his role in the Surrogate Dad program, where he acts as a father figure and mentor, providing training and support to the children of single parents. His unwavering commitment to education and empowerment continues to inspire and uplift communities. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Intentional Parents Annual Conference 2024, Uncle Sele.
Hey, welcome. Okay, welcome. Thank you for being a part of this TIP conference.
Good evening.
I'm so honored to welcome you this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The intro was just it, so I don't have anything to say anymore. I'll just yield the mic to you and let you roll, and we will be blessed by you again. Thank you so much, sir. So I'll yield to you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, then, Kemi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be here again. And first, I want to say a big thank you to Coach Wendy. Every time Coach Wendy sends me a message and says, Uncle Sele, you are speaking, I say, it's fine. Thank you so much. I'll be there. I'll speak. I want to say thank you. You're doing an amazing job. Amazing. Trust me. When people cry because of a problem and someone, stands up and says so herself, look, this is the assignment God has given to me. We're going to build walls. And I want to say something about what Coach Wendy and what the inner circle is all about. If you read the good book and it talks about the falling walls of Jerusalem, and you see the walls were down, and there's something that God started telling me about, the walls of parenting, that the walls of parenting are down. And you see there's something that Coach Wendy and the inner circle are doing. What you're doing is building the walls of parenting, building and strengthening the gates that have dropped down the floor. Do you understand? A whole lot of things are happening. You see, Coach Ebuka said the flood is coming. The truth is this. It is really, really coming. I'm going to say something about this flood, in my talk today. And I want to believe that everyone here, is part of the inner circle or is wanting to join the inner circle, because the truth is we need that army of parents who are doing the right thing, who are raising kings, because we can't just stay and complain every time. When we see things happening in the world, we say, oh, what's going on? But you see the thing, what we're doing in the inner circle, what Coach Wendy is doing with the TIP annual conference is raising those walls of parenting and building the gates. You understand? We're building the gates. We are taking it back to the original manuscript, the way God had designed it. So today I'll be talking about the values transfer in parenting and how parents shape their children's behavior. I'm going to say that again. How parents shape their children's behavior. There is one thing Coach Wendy says, and you see the funny thing, since the first time I heard it, it has never left me. Parenting is all about you. It's all about you. Everything starts from the home. Parenting is all about you. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. The beginning where God says, oh, let us, he said, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, let's make mankind in our own image. And he says something, after our likeness. So you see, God said, let us make man in our image. So it means that in us, we have God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And then he said, after our likeness, it means that after their character. So the question is, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know the assignment that's been given to you as a parent? Do you know that thing that God has written concerning you? The Bible says in, I think it's in Malachi where he says that what he expects from us are godly seeds, godly children. So it means that likeness never left you. Even if you're not doing the right thing, what you have just done as a parent is just deviate. You've gone outside the original plan. And what that means is that when you go outside the original plan, there is 100% chance that you will lead your child outside the plan. So if you are not in the plan, your child will not be in the plan. So if you leave the manuscript and you say you want to do something else, it means that your child will be outside the manuscript. Do you understand? And that's one of the reasons why we are having so many issues here and there. So many issues here and there. Values no more in homes. When you see children acting this and you're wondering, where did this child come from? Why are things so, it feels like we're living in a world that things are going upside down. But the funny thing is that we have parents who are doing the right things. So it means that we as parents who are doing the right things, we need to be strong. We need to do more. We need more people to join the inner circle. We need to expand. We need to be stronger. We need to be stronger. There are times I'm in places where people ask me, "Oh, Sele, you're a soldier. Why don't you do so and so?" I say, I'm a different person. Because I'm saying that if I do it, I will influence your child, because I know that naturally every parent is an influencer. So do you know that you influence? Do you know who you are? Now let me say something else. There is something that God does, and I want to bring that to your consciousness. God puts in us the concept of continuity. Hear this. God put in every human being the concept of continuity in every creation. So that's why God didn't need to, create mango again after he created one. All you just need to do is that he put the seed. And that's why he said that every seed will give birth after his own kind. Every plant, every fruit will produce after his own kind. So when God wanted to produce us, he produced us after his own kind. And in us is the continuity. So it means that his character moved from one person to another. So in you is the concept of continuity. That is why when your children see you doing things they're not supposed to do, they just learn it because they feel that, oh, let's just continue what daddy is doing. Let's just continue what mommy is doing. It means that in your home, if you don't have the right values, your children just continue like it's normal. And we have so many abnormal things being normal. So our children now, who we are training, with values and all that, they begin to feel like they're abnormal. What we need to now begin to do is begin to change that narrative. And that's why we need to raise kings. The book says that our children, our sons will be like plants and our daughters like pillars. That's why I got the name of my business called Trees and Pillars, because we raise children, who are fit for the palace. Naturally, following the manuscript, you are a king. Your child is a king. Let me read your kind for you. Let me read your kind for you, because you see, after God created us, he said something. I said, and he blessed them and he said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue, have dominion. So it means something. Your kind has authority. Your kind has authority. Your kind has power. Your kind is a leader. Your kind is blessed. Blessed meaning empowered to succeed. Your kind has dominion. Your kind has a kingdom. Your kind has a sound mind. Your kind is not fearful. Your kind is a king. So it means that when you have children, if that consciousness is not transferred, you are raising another kind. You are raising another kind. Your kind has authority. Your kind has power. Your kind is not fearful. Your kind is not fearful. My daughter was going to, she just finished primary school and was a head girl in her school, and she wanted to do presentations. I said, oh, let's do this. So she brings it to me and said, present. And I say something. Nobody knows you are afraid except you. Why show fear? Fear is not part of you because God has not given to you fear. He has given to you sound mind. Oh, she's a king. She stands and she speaks. She speaks. That is who she is. But you see something, who transfers that to her is her parents. Her parents. Do you understand? Your kind is royalty. Your child is royalty. Anything outside that is not in the manuscript. So you see that you as a person who is shaping your child's behavior, the question is, who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Because you see something, I always say this. Children are the best copycats ever. They are better than any country in copying. All they just need to do is just sit down and be looking at you. You say, oh, like this, like this, like this. And that is it. That is it. They've learnt it. They have learnt it. So your child, you will shaping them, your child the way you are. Do you understand? The values that you have. So you see, values are deeply held principles that guide individuals' attitude, behavior, and choices. Deeply held principles that guide individual attitudes, behavior, and choices. Values influence decision. Values shape character. Every day, Coach Wendy is shouting, do you have value statements in your house? You think she doesn't know what she's doing? You think she doesn't know what she's doing? The reason she's doing that is because she knows that values are very important. Because your child is going to say a yes or your child is going to say a no to something. But you see, what will influence that are the values, because values are the foundation of decision making. The thing that drives you, your child will see it, and that thing will drive your child. It will drive your child. Who are you? Who are you? Do you tell lies and tell your children that, oh, go and tell the truth? That's conflict. Because when your child is going out, the child is saying, but daddy's word has power. Because if you remember, your kind is powerful. Your kind is an influencer. Your kind is an influencer. That is why we have a lot of negative influencers, influencing people negatively. And they just like this person because that's how children are. That's how young adults are. They just see you. Say, wow. See, let me tell you something. There was a day a mother said something to me. She said something to me. Now listen. Her son said this. Mommy, I want to be like Uncle Stella. I want to keep my hair. And I said, I don't understand. He said, yeah, so that's what he said, though. That he wants to keep his hair. He wants to be like Uncle Stella. I was not there. Whether you like it or not, you are an influencer. The funny thing is that his dad hair is not like this. So you see that is why that community is very important. It means that the people that are even coming to your home, the people that you even call your friends that come to your home are also influencing your children. A lot of people come to my house, and when they come to my house, they call me daddy. They call me that. Sometimes I ask God why. And God asks me a question. He said, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? You're an influencer. You're an influencer. So people will see you. You just imagine the way Coach Wendy is. I have seen people who have called me because of Coach Wendy. She doesn't even know. People have just called me. Oh, Uncle, I saw you this thing. I saw you, Coach Wendy. Do you understand? That is who we are naturally. So it means that Coach Wendy herself and myself, there are things that we can't do. As parents, there are things you can't do. Not because you're trying to hide or anything, but because naturally you know that you shouldn't do it. Because the truth is, what is driving you? What is driving you? Let me say something. You're a role model. You're a mentor. You're an influencer. You are a programmer. So let me tell you how this thing is. It means that in every home, there is a program that runs the home. That program that runs the home influences the kids. When they go out, they act in that same line or in that same way. And you see something, that begins to shape the way your child relates with the outside world. Now, one of the reasons, a lot of people see us as Nigerians, or they will say, this is how they behave in Nigeria. You know why? Because they've seen a preponderance of us as Nigerians and say that this is the way that we act. Some of us will say, no, this is not the way we act. But they will say, we have seen so many of you. That is another reason why I always say we need to expand the inner circle. So that by the time they begin to see more of the inner circle parents, they will say, no, there are people that don't behave in certain ways. So who are you? Who are you? Oh, I am this. I am from the inner circle. I am this. I am, these are my people. Because when they say, oh, Uncle Sele, do you know Coach Wendy? Oh, yes, I do. Do you know Ebu? Oh, yes, I know Ebu. Do you know Auntie Atima? Oh, yes, I do. I know. Do you understand? Because, see, you are a programmer. The program, what is the program that runs in your home? Your values are part of this program. Your values are part of this program. I'm going to explain something about the flood now, and I need us to listen well. Now, there is a part in the book that talks about the locust. Now, in the world today, we have something called the swarm of locusts. Now, if you know what the locust does, the locust destroys food, destroys plants. What we have these days, we have locusts eating up our children. And you see something, what the locust does is that it eats time. We have a lot of parents now who have lost time because of the locusts. And you see something unconsciously or sometimes consciously, we as parents, we have started acting like locusts. We have started acting like locusts. So the book says something. It said, what the crawling locust left, the swarming locust has eaten. What the swarming locust left, the hopping locust has eaten. What the hopping locust left, the stripping locust has eaten. What we have locusts. You see that hierarchy. We have locusts eating up, the time of children, different levels. Why? Because of the kind of things that we do not teach at home. You see, children have now grown and started acting in certain ways. That is why we are complaining today, because what we have are what? Locusts. So let me explain something. Now, the first locust, we talked about the crawling locust. Now, if you know, we're talking about character. So it means that there are things that you don't do at home, or there are things that you do at home. What you do is that you invite the locust, and those things are distractions from the manuscript. Now, the crawling locust, what kind of, is also called the negative peer pressure, the negative peer influence. See, those friends and acquaintances that lead children astray with harmful behaviors or attitudes. Now we have the swarming locust. That one, that is the media and technology overuse. So you see something, when you do not have values that inform the kind of decisions that runs your home or written decisions that you make as a parent, what you do is that you open your children up to this locust, and all they do is eat time from your children, eat time from you, because you see something, what they will do is distract you from the original plan. When your child is supposed to be studying, for example, or building he or herself, what you have are different kind of locusts that are eating up their time. So excessive use of social media, video games, internet that distract from meaningful activities and values. Do you understand? So you see that you see sometimes children and even young adults see the right things, but you see something because there are no values guiding them, they move over to the low cost. And what it does, it eats time. Check. There are some things that we did not know. And all that resulted to in our lives was time being lost. And you will say to yourself, I wish I knew this earlier. Those things are low cost. The flood that Coach Ebuka is talking about, they are low cost. The hopping low cost is when you chase material things. The constant pursuit of material possessions. Do you understand? The time that you should spend growing yourself, all you just want to do. You see our young girls, our young boys, all they're doing, they're distracted. Then we now have the stripping low cost, which that one has to do with the lack of parental guidance. So parents fail to instill the right values and information, leaving children vulnerable to negative influences. So having said that, now I want to tell you something that all of us as parents must know and must imbibe. Now, in your home, you create an environment, you create a structure, you create systems, but you see something also that you must do. You must understand that environment in your home. There is something called the Godhead parenting style that everyone must know, because it helps with the kind of decision that you will make as a person. It shapes your character as a parent. Now, you see, there's this grace we always say, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit. I want to explain something to you. Now, the first thing we need to understand is the love of God. The love of God must be in your home. The love of God must be in your home. God loves to teach and instruct. God owns. God gives identity. In your home, that is what you must do. You must never leave your home without the love that is supposed to be in the atmosphere. There must be love. There must be love, because with that, you can teach. With that, you can have system. That system that you have will work. Those structures that you have will work. Because there is love there. There are teachings and instructions. The book says that, dear son, listen to your father's instruction and your mother's teaching. Most homes is not even there. Most homes, it is not even there. So you see something, how you shaping your child's behavior. The first thing is that you must understand the love of the father. The love. The second one is the grace. In most homes, we don't forgive. Or we forgive by inflicting pain. We forgive by inflicting, trauma that our children don't. In fact, some of us still have to deal with trauma from our own parents. So you see, there's something called the grace. The grace has to do with forgiveness and restoration, because you understand the imperfection of man. Now, when that love is there, the grace is also there. Because when you teach, you won't know everything. One of the parents has said, there are times that they still make mistakes. So it means that when your child makes a mistake and they come back, there must be forgiveness, so that you restore your child, reminding him of who he is or who she is. Because kingship is a constant reminder. You must keep telling your child, you know who you are. Because there will be a time when your child will go and face the world. Your child will go and face the world. In what you will remember is how you have transformed him. How you have transformed him. How my father is. How my mother is. They've loved me. They've trained me. They've forgiven me. They've restored me. So when they speak with that. Sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes, apart from children who naturally are confident, some children, the confidence that they get is from their parents that they build. So they stand and say that my father has my back, my mother has my back. I can stand and say these things. Even when children are doing the wrong things, sometimes it's because their parents also have their back. Their parents stand behind them and say, don't go and do that wrong thing. But you see, for us raising kings, we are raising kings according to the manuscript. So we are saying that I will love you. I know you will make mistakes. I will forgive you and restore you. Then the last one is the presence, the fellowship as parents. how you influence your children, how you influence and shaping their character is that you're a counselor, you're a comforter, you're an advocate. How many of you pray for your children? How many of you pray for your children? How many of you pray for your children? Because you see something, the devil we are playing with is not playing with us. But you see, we must remember something. We have been given victory. So it means that by the time you as a parent use your words, your words, in the book it says that your words will be used as evidence for you or against you. That is why as a parent, you can't curse your children. Your words will be used as evidence. So it means that in the heavens they will stand and say, Mrs. Esther said this about her son. She said this about her daughter. No, this negative thing can't happen because the mother has authority. Those are that's who we are. I'm telling you, we remove the weeds because the book says that when the owner slept, the enemy came and planted tares. So you see, there's an enemy. But you see something, we live conscious of who we are as kings. So it means that we speak over our children. You are going out, you are blessed, you have a sound mind, you understand. You are a king. There's a way you behave. No one will bring you down. You are exempted from evil. Do we use words for our children or do we use words against our children? Do our children see us and run, or our children see us and run to us to hug us? I was telling someone one day, I said, me, do you know that I run home? This was looking at me, I'm wondering. I said, I run home. I miss my wife. I miss my children. I run home. I want to be at home. I want to hug my children. I want to gist with them. I want to gist with my wife. I run home because the environment in my home, there's love. There is love. My children, sometimes when they make mistakes, they will come and meet me by themselves to say, Daddy, we are sorry. I say, what happened? There was something we did. You know why? The environment shows grace. So it means that you are crafting the behavior of your children, even while you are not there. Because you see something, that atmosphere will align them. We align the things that they are saying and the things that they are doing. Do you understand? So pray, intercede for them, advocate for them, strengthen them. That's what the Holy Spirit is. But you see something, as the Holy Spirit is to us, we show our children and tell them that, look, you see something, you can't deviate from God because it is God that has made me who I am. So that's why I am loving and training you like this. So you see that there is a transfer, there's a continuity. The book says in Joel, tell your children, let your children tell their children, and let their children tell their children, as you are, as we are. We are generational beings. It means that the things that we say, the things that we do are for generations. That is why as a parent, there are some things you cannot do. You can't do some things. As a parent, you will raise altars. Do you understand? Godly altars for your children, for your family. That's why we pray for them. We pray for them so that those things that we have said speaks to their lives. Do you understand? See, let me tell you something. Every time you have a child it seems that, this child is not the way I want. It's a test. It's not for you to say, this child is a useless child. That's where you missed it. Because you see something, by the time you begin to influence the kingship over your child, that child transforms. Your children will go outside. They will meet different people. Like I said, it's called the joy of parenting. What I teach my child, what Esther teaches her child, what Ruth teaches her child. When they come outside, they will meet. They will meet and see different people doing different things. The ones that do the things that align with their values, they will join them. That's their job of parenting. We determine how, we determine the character of the society. So you see, when they say we need to influence the behavior of our children, it means that as parents, we need to be able to transfer values to our children. So by the time our children go out, they begin to see other kings. I say, oh, you're a king. Oh, I say, oh yes, I'm a king. So oh, really, I'm a king too. Oh, really? Let kings discuss. Let kings begin to create, because as kings we create. As kings, we are not dull. As kings, we can say no to negative things. We can say no. Why is it that we have too many bad gangs and we don't have the good gang? Why don't we have? Why don't we have? Why wouldn't we train our children to see you can have a group of friends that you all can say and read? It is not abnormal. Why haven't we done that as parents? Why don't we influence our children in that line? Because that's what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to influence our children with the right values, so by the time they go out, they make decisions. Everybody will make a decision. So don't think your child will make decisions. What you need to be telling your child, or what you need to be making them understand, is that, look, these will drive the kind of decision that you make. These will drive the kind of decision that you make. You will see this locust. Don't join them to become the locust and eat up things. Oh, they will say, Daddy, what's a locust? You tell them. You can tell them the story of Egypt and how the locust ate every living thing that was green. They ate success. It means that your child is not to eat and destroy. Your child is to build. Your child is to build. Your child is to create. Your child is set apart for greatness. I'm going to say some things that you teach your child as we begin to round up. Some of the things you must teach your child. You must tell your child about the original manuscript and tell them who they are. You must tell them about their kind. You must tell them that this is how God made you. This is how you are. You have power. You have authority. Your words have power. It means that you can't say anything. You can't say negative things. You can speak into the air and you see those things will happen to you. Teach your child that your child must be fruitful. Teach your child that you multiply. You multiply things. You are useful. Teach your child that your child is useful in this life. Your child is not just any other person, because your child is a king. Kings are useful. Kings have influence. Teach your children about influence. Teach your child that you will either influence people or you will be influenced. Teach your child that as a king, you roll with other kings. You roll with other kings. It means that your company matters a lot. But you see something, everything that you do, the question is, who are you as a parent? Who are you as a parent? You must teach your child this thing they call freedom and responsibility. Hear me. Your child must understand freedom and responsibility, because there are times that your child will be free. When you're not around, your child is free. But you must teach your child that responsibility, because once your child does the thing that they're not supposed to do, they can take the freedom from him or her. Do you understand? So teach freedom. Teach responsibility. Teach responsibility. Teach responsibility. Teach freedom. Teach that your child must. Kings learn. Kings learn. Your child must learn. Your child must create. Your child must understand how to be fruitful. Teach your child that value of solving problems. Teach your child that value of solving problems. Your child must learn how to solve problems. Your child must learn that you won't go wrong. What should I do? 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 If you have taught that child over time that, oh, there will be problems, but you must learn how to solve them. You must learn. You would have seen your child doing some things and you just watch. Because you see something, as a king, you must learn. They must also learn. You understand that as a king, you do things, but you as parents, you must inspect those things to say, okay, look, this is how to iron clothes. See, there's something that, when I was teaching my children how to iron, I said something. I said, you must learn smooth. Smooth. So if we're talking about ironing, you know what my children say? Let the clothes be smooth. Smooth. They will never forget. Because that concept is what you have transferred. That concept is what you have transferred. Do you understand? So you see something, who you are. So I'm going over what I said. Who you are determines the kind of child that you have. If you know that you're a king, it means that you will teach your children the kingly behavior. If you know that you're a king, you will teach your children the kingly behavior. I hope you have learned something today. I hope that you know that there is a king in your home. And every time you look at that person, you're not just seeing a baby, you're also seeing a king in the making. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Kemi, I can't hear you.
Okay, I've been taking deep breaths in here, like the calming techniques. I've been calming myself down. Like, I've been taking deep breaths. Wow, wow, wow. And the comment section is buzzing. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I just stopped writing. I was just staring at you. I was just staring like, oh my God, what's he saying? And oh my God. Thank you, sir. I had to I was praying in tongues when listening to you, like, oh my God, this is what we need at this time. This is what we need. We will let you take a short break now, water break now, and we would take some questions. Please, 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 please follow Uncle Sele. I've listened to Uncle Sele now. This is not the second time I'm listening. Every time it's just like amazing. Like there's something different. Thank you, sir. Please follow Uncle Sele. His social media platform is on your screen. Please go ahead and follow him while he takes a break, and we will look out for your questions. Wow. Wow, Christy, what do you think about this session? I'm still taking my breath, practicing it.
Christy, hi.
You know what we call it? Blue fire.
Christy, hi.
Hi, good evening, Uncle Sele. This is just blue fire because you don't need to shout to deliver value. You don't need to.
We are a distinguished educational resource center dedicated to enhancing family learning and bonding. Our product range includes an array of children's books, puzzles, board games, building blocks, Legos, being by numbers, books designed to foster fun and educational experiences for families. At Dynamite Ventures,
sorry, my network went off.
In creating a total selection of books on personal development, parenting, and relationships, catering to the needs of adults seeking growth and guidance. You can get all the books of Coach Wendy, Coach Etima, Coach Ebuka, Coach Chidioze, Coach Marybeth, and other great authors. We pride ourselves on providing quality and affordable resources to retailers. Are you ready to embark on a rewarding journey with us? Join our affiliate marketing group today and explore the possibilities. For more information and to get started, join our WhatsApp group that you see on the screen. Let us enlighten you about the benefit of partnering with us and how you can succeed in this venture.
Hey, are you a busy Nigerian mom living in Nigeria or in the diaspora? Do you want to save yourself the stress of food shopping and cooking, and also cut down on multiple delivery fees while shopping online? Then Basti Foods is your trusted plug. At Basti Foods, we offer you a wide range of ready-to-cook foodstuff that helps you reduce your food shopping and cooking stress with our pack-to-pot foods. With our wide range of food items, you get to save multiple delivery fees when you shop from us at Basti Foods. Available in store are Ijebu Gari, already picked honey beans, already peeled beans, tapioca, yam flour, plantain flour, fufu flour, lafo flour, stove-free or further rice, crayfish, palm oil, Japa food items like dried pap, dried pomo, dried locust beans, yaji, etc. We also offer food bundling services for charity purposes and food gift packs. Our core values are convenience, health and hygiene, affordability, quality food stuff, and excellent customer service. We are on Instagram at Basti Foods. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp on 080 99281171. Again, 080 99281171. Let's get started on your journey to food shopping and cooking without stress.
Thank you, sir. Welcome back, everyone. And so please let the questions keep dropping so we can wrap up the session before our amazing super duper coach comes on in. Yes, we cannot wait to have coach. But I see one question here on Kutsele. This question is, can an intentional mom parent her 3 kids alone, even though it will cost her career growth, especially when her husband... I didn't get the last part, Chidima, but however, can an intentional mom parent her 3 kids alone, even though it's going to cost her career growth?
Okay, when you say parent alone, so it means that basically maybe we're talking about a single mom here. So there's this thing that I do. I know that a lot of single moms reach out to me, just to always be there for their children. Now, sometimes a whole lot of work for me, but you see something. I've learned when there's a community, you're not alone.
Yes.
You're not alone. That's the truth. Most times, it's always when you want to do things alone, then it is now very heavy. Do you understand?
Yes,
and there are 3 kids. It's going to be a whole lot of work. So it means that sacrifice is going to be very heavy on you. Sacrifice is going to be very heavy on you. The truth is, you are not going to remove that from your activities. I pray a lot, and I don't pray for only my children, but you see, because of the assignment that God has given to me, I embrace that sacrifice. So the truth is that embrace the sacrifice. You understand? Don't do it alone. Have a community around you. Trust me, you'll be fine. But I know that it's going to be heavy on you in terms of sacrifice. That's just the truth.
Thank you, sir. And Chidima, can I say to you that CIP is a community for you, because we learn from our mistakes. A lot of us are coming from a lot. Don't even talk about that.
Exactly.
A lot. But however, we're finding that because we belong to a community, we're able to learn and glean from other people's mistakes, and we're getting better. The truth is, we're getting better every day. So it's not the same as it should. So Chidima, can I use this opportunity to tell you that TIP is the best place to be? I tell you that. I'm not kidding you. Like, I am not kidding you at all. So I also have another question. Says, you talked about grace in parenting. Is it wrong to punish a child even after forgiving him?
Okay, so you see something. It's the way that we were brought up. Do you get? We're brought up with this way of hitting, flogging, and all those things. And I always say something. That child that you are growing, and that child needs consistency. Do you understand? Needs consistency. Then another thing is you yourself. Who are you? Do you get? Because the way you started is also one way. Because what they have seen is another way. Then the environment in your home is another thing.
Yes.
Do you understand? Grace in parenting has to do with restoration, forgiveness. Because the truth is, you can't remove the imperfection of man.
Yeah.
In terms of parenting, and that child, that is a child you're talking about here. How many times do you want to flog? just think about it. How many times do you want to flog?
Oh, wow.
How many times?
Oh, wow.
Do you understand? And by the time you are done, what you would have done to your child is create trauma. Then your child will now need to heal from what you have done in the long run. So you see something there. If you notice, the third part is the communion, the fellowship, the relationship, the intimacy.
Yes.
Do you understand? The intimacy. Be very close to your child.
Yes.
Be very close to your child. Then your child will begin to learn from you. Your voice will be in your child because of time. Because I know that.
Yes. Thank you very much, Angela. I see another question. However, the truth is, some of these questions they can be answered one off like that. You can't really get the depth to it because it's a system. It's a process. Angela says, how can a mom help a daughter of about 15 years who seems to be deviant from the family norm? I think you touched on that. If you had listened, it said values. But however, Angela, can I also again tell you again, please join the TIP.
Just join the TIP. I'm telling you, the inner circle. Join the inner circle. Join the inner circle.
Join the inner circle. The first one is actually dedicated to values teaching. Coach deals a lot on that
topic, because here I might now be talking about the seven parenting transfers, and that's a lot.
Yes,
that's a lot. I'm talking about the 7 parenting transfers in terms of things like this. It's a lot. So trust me, just join the inner circle.
Yeah, join it. This is not a hype. It is the reality. Every one of us needs, every parent, let me put it, every parent they need a community like this that's going to tell you the truth. God will give you basketballs every day. In fact, you will go home, cry, dry your tears, come back and we have to run. And that is what the inner circle does for us. Number of times you don't even have feathers anymore. That's what we say. We don't have feathers. Feathers don't even exist anymore.
We need to unlearn a whole lot of things.
You need to unlearn, relearn, and then begin to afresh again. And you must be humble enough to learn. That's what TIP is all about. And I want to say thank you, sir. Thank you so very much, Uncle Select. Really, you blew my mind. As in, I don't even have any mind anymore right now. Please follow Uncle Select. Please follow Uncle Select. Just as you're following Coach Wendy, follow Uncle Select on his handle. And we would appreciate every one of us that followed. And we're about to wrap up this session on a final note.
Yes.
Like what God said to Abraham. Can God say this of you, according to Genesis 18, verse 19? This scripture sticks to my heart, and I'm like, can God say of you, Mom, Dad, that I know you. That He will command His children in doing the things that are right and just. If you are not on that table, that God can say boldly of you, I know you. My dear, we are on a long journey. Please join the TIP inner circle. Next cohort starts by December. Just book a slot, 5,000. Please drop your wigs, book a slot, and be a part of the inner circle. It is not a hype. I can tell you this is not a hype. It is reality. If we are coming from a lot, some of us don't even have lots in our story anymore. But right now, there's a shaping in our lives, and you cannot beat it. So I want to say thank you to every one of us. And please stay online as we welcome our super duper amazing Coach Wendy, the coach of life, the influencer by excellence, the one who says it and you see it really, and she's blessing lives. So thank you, Coach, for this opportunity. Thank you also, Uncle Sele, and thank you, Christy, for being a part of this. I know we had glitches, 1 or 2 things there about, but thank you for being amazing, Coach. Co-host with me tonight, and we will see you in the next session. Please, you don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss that next session. And thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Kemi Okigbenro, and I live in Virginia, USA. I stumbled on TIP sometime during COVID on Facebook, and since then I have been following the page for helpful tips here and there. I'm one who believes in raising kids in a godly way with high moral standards. So finding TIP for me was like a win for me. And so I have been following the tips and the nuggets that Coach Wendy has been dropping here and there on our page. And knowing very well that my goal is to raise my kids effectively and intentionally, I began to seek more knowledge. And one of the things I found out was that the tips I've been getting here and there might not be enough to help me on this journey. So fast forward to 2021, by the nudging of the Holy Spirit, I joined the yard finally. I joined late anyways. But I joined the yard finally, and getting into the yard was a whole new game entirely. It opened my eyes to begin to see things that I had not known before. I began to unlearn and relearn some of the things I thought I knew before. And I can tell you that the resources that we get in the yard is top notch. It is top notch. It is one thing every parent needs to get and acquire as knowledge. Raising kids for me here in the diaspora is something that I told myself I had to be intentional about it. So joining the TIP for me was was the best thing ever for me in the diaspora. So I want to encourage every one of us here who's on this platform, who's not a part of the yard. I want you to think about it. If you want to effectively parent your kids, if you want a community where you are accountable for the things that you do in raising your kids, if you want a community where you learn from other people's experiences so that you can also become a better parent, I tell you, this is one place to be. Everyone here is learning. We are all learning, and as we're learning, we're growing. So I encourage you to register for be a part of the TIP Inner Circle for next year's cohort. And I hope to see you there. And I want to say thank you to Coach Wendy for being a blessing to this generation. You are raising an army for God. And this is one thing I need you to know, that generations yet unborn will call you blessed, because you are blessing whom you are raising armies for Jesus. And thank you for what you do. Thank you to the admin team. Thank you for helping and supporting us on this journey. We are forever thankful. Thank you, Ma. God bless you.